Hello friends, this is Dr. Shashi Agarwal. Today our subject is development economics and the topic is determinants of the economic development. Economic development has two determinants, economic determinants and non-economic determinants. In this video, we will be going to focus on the economic determinant. In the second part, we will do the non-economic determinants. In this video, we will also understand what is the meaning of development in brief, because in the previous video, I have explained in detail what is the meaning of economic growth, economic developments. Its written note, they will be available at my blog. Even its Hindi lecture will also be available at my second channel, that is the Shashi Agarwal Economics and Law classes. First of all, we will understand what is the meaning of development. Development of an economy not only depends upon the resource endowment. It means if the economy has abundance of resources, they are very much needed for the development of the economy, but economy for the purpose of development, it requires abundance resources, but also on a diverse set of man-made instrument of change, because it is the resources which we are having, that is to be used by the human beings. So development of economy not only depends upon the resource endowment of the country, but also on a diverse set of man-made instrument of change, which means we should have the human being which is capable, which is able, the capital formation which is made by the man-made. So development of economy depends upon so many things. Development is to be viewed greater flow of goods and services, better quality of life without causing any environmental degradation, without causing a cut in the production capacity for the future generation. If all these parameters they are kept in view, then we say there is a development. Economic development includes economic growth as well as social welfare. According to Professor M.P. Todorov, economic development is a multidimensional process. It involves major changes in the social structure, popular attitudes, and national institutions, as well as the acceleration of the economic growth, reduction of inequalities, eradication of the absolute poverty. So what are the determinants of the economic development? Economic determinants and non-economic determinants. Economic determinants, we are going to cover the natural resources, human resources, capital formation, technical progress, economic institutions and other factors. Non-economic determinants, political environment, social change, religious outlook, freedom from corruption. These we are going to cover in the second part. Economic determinant means the factors which has direct or indirect. The factors which directly or indirectly shows scarcity is their inherent attribute. Economic determinant means the factors which shows the resources we have limited, which we have demand is more, but they have limited supply. And when we are talking about the economic determinants, the economic sources which are limited, it means natural as well as the created by the human beings. First of all, under the economic determinant, natural resources or sources endowments. The natural sources, they are the free gift of the nature because they are provided by the nature without incurring any cost. It includes land, water, petroleum, fossil free, forest products, winds and solar energy. And these are called the resource endowment because it is given by the nature and they are free of cost. And the natural sources we could categorize into three categories: bioclimatic resources, land, water, forest and climatic environment; fossil free, where we could work together; non-fuel mineral sources. Availability of natural sources, that is an important determinant, but it is not the sole determinant, because it depends. If we are having natural resources, It depends so many things. Human efforts, man-made instrument, they are also equally important. Uh, Japan is a country which is lacking in natural resources, but it, it is a developed nation all due to the human efforts and man-made instruments. Australia and Canada is a perfect example of natural resources, and because they are having lots of natural resources, and they are also called the developed nations. But when we talk about the African countries, they have abundance of natural resources, but still they they are called underdevelopment. So we could not say natural resources, they are the sole indicator. Economic determinants, human resources. Human resources, because if the economy wants to develop, it depends upon the human skill, human capability. Because the human resources, they are fertile, efficient and skilled. Like we having lots of resources, but these resources, they are to be used by the human beings. That are to be utilized, that are to be exploited by the human beings. The type of human resources, physical labor and human skill. Important determinant of the physical labor depends upon two things: number of workers and the hours of work. Japan has proved that in spite of lack of natural resources, they have developed because they were having a committed and efficient workforce. Advanced nation, or we could say developed countries, may have developed machines, but they are lacking in labor because they have developed machines, and that is not a substitute of labor. And in developed nation, they are depending upon the outsourcing of the labor from the other countries where the labor is in abundance. Scarcity of labor is present in the developed nations. And now we could say human resources. We have talked about the physical human skill, physical human resources. Now we will be focusing on the human skill. It refers to the knowledge in the hands and minds of the human beings. Human capital or skill is formed when investment is made to provide such facility like education, health, training. Because when the people, they are getting more knowledge, more facilities for the growth, then definitely their brain is developed. They could bring the innovations. Uh, because when the human beings, their skill is developed, they are make more efficient, they are make more competent, they can give more return as compared to the physical capital. Good health and long life of the labor. If the labor, if the human beings, they are enjoying the good health and their life expectancy is more, then the productivity will is also enhanced because they are in good health. So they will be coming to their organization on the regular basis. Absenteeism will be reduced, and the process of growth and development will be accelerated. Education and training of the labor enhance the human skill, human ability. So their productivity will also enhance. Innovation, that is the important parameter of the human capital, because when the human being, they are developing the capability and they will bring the innovation. Innovation means you are thinking in a creative way. You are bringing something very useful and new, like ability of devising new ideas, discovering new products, new production process, new form of organization, exploring new markets. Economic development also depend upon the efficient and able entrepreneur and the management skill of the entrepreneur, because when the economy has able entrepreneur, they could take the risk and they set up their units, so it will enhance the process of economic growth and economic development. Economic determinants, physical capital sources and the capital formation. Physical capital means produced means of production, like we are having the instruments by which we are going to convert the raw material into finished product. The means, the equipments by which we are going to do the production. Physical capital resources includes machines, plants, equipments, production, factory building, raw material, infrastructure. Generally, when we talk about the physical capital resources, they are generally man-made, which are created by the human beings. And capital formation means when we are having more physical capital resources. Capital formation depends upon the level of saving. Level of saving depends upon the level of income, because if the level of income is high, the people, they will save more, they will make more investment. Classical economists like Adam Smith, J.S. Mill, and modern economists like Harrod and Domer capital formation as the principal determinant of the development. If there is an increase in the capital formation, it means we are going on the path of development. Industrial Revolution, which took place in Great Britain in 18th and 19th century, that was attributed to the process of physical capital formation. So what is the impact of capital formation? Capital deepening. Capital deepening when existing workers, they are given more modern machines. Definitely when they are doing with the latest technology, latest machine, their productivity will enhance, so that there will be more capital formation, there will be more development. Capital widening means the process of capital widening contribute to the process of development when we are giving the employment opportunity to the unproductive workforce, because they are turned into productive force. So that is the capital widening. So capital formation and capital capital deepening, sorry, they accelerate the process of capital formation. Capital output ratio. It means the units of capital which is required to produce 1 unit of output. Like we want to produce 1 unit, how much capital we require. So capital output ratio is equal to K divided by Y. K is basically capital and Y is equal to output. If the capital output ratio is 4:1, it means that for producing 1 unit, we have to make the investment of 4. And what is the marginal, basically incremental or marginal capital output ratio? That is the change in capital divided by the change in output. The economy which is underdeveloped, they have high capital output ratio, which means they require more investment to produce less output. Economic determinant, the next economic determinant factor is technical progress. When we talk about the technical progress, it is a multi-dimensional thing, because it depends upon so many things. How the technical progress, according to the Lipsey, it is brought by the innovation. Innovation means when we are bringing new products, maybe it is a modification to the existing product, it may be new process, new form of organization, it may be new exploring of the new products. Professor Schumpeter, innovation is the essence of the entrepreneur, activities of the entrepreneur. The pace of entrepreneurship is identified with the pace of innovation and pace of development from the pace of entrepreneurship, because if the economy is having able entrepreneur, they will be setting more unit, there will be more capital formation, there will be more flow of goods and services, and the people, they will have more quality of life. So we can say there is a economic development. Size of the market also determine the speed of the development. Like we are going to expand our market, definitely we are exploring more market, making more investment and multiplying the impact of the income, multiplying the impact of more demand. Then we are charting the process of growth and development. More size means when we are growing at the large scale, there is possibility of division of labor, possibility of people becoming expert in certain areas, and when we are going to produce at a large scale, then we are going to have cost reduction, more economies on scale, and more return, and more production, and more profitability. Economic agencies, they also play a vital role, like the banks, financial institutions, investment institution. They speed up the process of economic development, because the banks, financial institution and investment institutions, they mobilize the saving of the people and they convert into productive investments, because they, like the banks, they are having the people deposit their money with the banks, and banks against those deposits they create credit creation, they do credit creation, they lend to the organization, that is converted into more productive investments. And when we talk about the development of the economy, that requires the efficient banking system, develop money market, where the organization they could have the short time requirement, and the capital market where the organization could have innovative instrument by which their industrial needs they are fulfilled, and they are able to raise the long term funds from the capital market and the short term funds from the money market. Other factors in the path of the economic development, it is also influenced by the foreign direct investment. When the organization from the other nations, they are investing in our country, they are bringing the technology. So the principal strategy, like we very much, because in the underdeveloped nations, it is the lack of capital. When it is when it is brought from the rest of the world in the form of foreign direct investment and technology transfer, the path of development becomes very easy. And the principal strategy of the economic growth is planning. Like in India, we have achieved the economic development via economic planning, because through economic planning we are focusing on the, because we have the limited sources, and we are going to allocate these limited sources in those areas where the society needs more, where the development of the economy needs more. So we are, through economic planning, we are using the limited sources in a proper manners. Thanks. In the other part, we will do the non-economic determinants.